Carol of the Bells, a song that goes as far back as 1916, along with going through some various changes and remixes. But what if I were to tell you that this underrated bandwagons upon legend of a game saved this soundtrack and elevated it? Batman Arkham Origins. It has 3 moments of use, one in the menu partially, another when Joker is revealed to be the Black Mask, and another at the finale when Joker and Batman clash once again. This soundtrack in Arkham Origins is taken to a more dark and sinister place. The cool use of a positive soundtrack and making it dark, similar to what the Joker movie did in various moments. But to be honest, this soundtrack really hits more as being dark, with the exception being an action setting like what it's usually used for. This may seem like a hot take, but I think the original song with its lyrics fall flat on their face as a positive Christmas song in comparison to most other Christmas songs like the usual I Wish You a Merry Christmas, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and even Silent Night. Like, look and listen to these lyrics. Does this instrumental sound like it suits these lyrics? No, it doesn't, and anyone who says otherwise is honestly probably lying to themselves. That's why most media do these 2 things when using Carol of the Bells. They take out the lyrics or use the action-themed version. But back onto Arkham Origins' uses and modifications of Carol of the Bells. I'm not going to go too ham on overall story context, so keep that in mind if you haven't played through Arkham Origins or read/watched Batman the Killing Joke. But anyway, on to our first scene of its use. Carol of the Bells is basically Joker's soundtrack in this game. The first use is a little more typical. After some tension-raising sounds, Carol of the Bells slowly builds up as it's used for the reveal and all of the puzzle pieces coming together from prior investigated done within the game, and then build up for action as the soundtrack gets darker when Batman is taking an bullet beating.
Think you can just waltz under my bank, huh?
Roman, I'm here for the Joker.
The Joker? Never heard of him. How about you, dog? Know the Joker?
The who?
And you, sir? Name Joker ring a bell?
You son of a bitch! You think you can steal from me? You got away with it? You're a dead man. Dead! Can't you just play along?
You're insane!
It's been you this whole time. You hired the assassins. You've been running Sionis' operation.
Well, technically it's my operation now. Isn't that right, boys?
You got me. Now let her go.
Oh, life would be so simple if you were all I wanted. No, you're just a teeny little distraction compared to what I've got up my sleeve. Here, have a laugh on me. You hear that? Sounds like 8 tiny reindeer.
Pretty cool scene in general on top of the soundtrack that does a perfect job complementing it. A cool detail which may just be coincidental, but Joker wearing a white suit looks pretty cool. It reminds me of his Dark Knight Returns appearance. But onto the main use of the soundtrack. The ending. After all of the trials, tribulations, and assassins, Batman finally corners the Joker and is about to win the game that the Joker thought he has already won.
Oh, that's... it's so... What a night!
Fresh off the kill, and back for more, eh?
Bane's still alive.
Now that's not funny.
And through that frustration of things not going his way, things get real, and their final fight occurs. Which means the Joker's Carol of the Bells starts playing, signifying how shit is serious once again. It plays all through this really deep speech of Joker's until you counter. A lot of players counter before it's halfway done, sadly, so a lot of players might have missed this dialogue.
This rage, all directed at me, and for what? You know, if you'd actually let me finish a sentence, you might learn something! You might learn that we're not so different. You might learn something about yourself!
You need to learn to shut up.
We get tidbits of Joker's frustration here, a relatable frustration of failing to teach someone the lesson you believe in, or even an objective truth based upon reality itself. But anyway, notice how the soundtrack starts losing its intensity as soon as Joker starts referencing his good side.
You know, it's sad, really. Makes me feel like you don't care to see the good side in me.
Good side probably meaning his past, the person he was before something bent his life out of shape, such as the origin story within the Killing Joke story that's referenced heavily in this video game. But speaking of good side, I wonder why Joker ran to a chapel here. Maybe some part of his older self was feeling guilty, but anyway, the soundtrack goes back to its intensity after Batman counters and the fight continues.
Well, I guess learning is a lot to ask from you, meat for brains.
The track fades out as we get into Joker trying to get Batman to kill, on top of expressing that they're both broken people because of the bad circumstances society has given them. Hence the quote, "We both exist because of them."
Is all this for you, or for me? You must know that I'm a lost cause, but there's still hope for you. Yes. Oh, I've got great hopes for you. So come on, do stop now. What are you waiting for? You just can't get it through your thick skull. Ugh. We both exist because of them!
Give up! You've lost!
Then we finish things off with more of the classic dynamic of Joker trying to win by getting Batman to break his rule until he ends things via knockout instead of giving in to the temptation.
That's why you do it, isn't it? You like the way it feels. It's what you need. Come on, baby. Beat me till your knuckles bleed. Why quit there? You know there's only one way to stop me.
Any one of my guys would have killed him.
The city deserves better than that.
Dang, what a great scene. I ended up going beyond the soundtrack there, but anyway, with all that was just said, Carol of the Bells is perfect for the Joker's character. I know a lot of what's been said in this video may be too, deep brain and reliant on reading between very thin lines, but hear me out. As said before, Carol of the Bells, being a Christmas song, is intended to be a positive song, even though I find it falls flat on its face. People in general are supposed to be happy, but Joker had something bent his life out of shape to the point where he became what he is now, the furthest cry from God's intention, and them using Carol of the Bells just really goes hard, especially since they modified the soundtrack and darken it to go with what Joker is. It's beautiful, and that's why it's my favorite usage of Carol of the Bells. But that's about it for this potentially over deep video on nothing but an old song complimenting a great scene within a very underrated video game. I may make other videos on various other Batman media like the Telltale games, Ben Affleck Batman, The Killing Joker, other Arkham topics like Arkham Origins as a whole. Check out my other videos of mine, check out my media like my Instagram and a few others in my link tree. But yeah, thanks for watching.
Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart?